then the last thing that affects information, or that affects the purchase, is information. So what information is available to us and how we make use of this information, we talked before, is the internal sources of information. What's already in our brain is what we go to first because it's the easiest to access, and it's the hardest to disconfirm. If we already have attitudes and beliefs about a brand or a product, we're likely to act on those attitudes and beliefs even in the face of disconfirming information. And in most cases, that's enough, especially for routine decisions. If I do need to go outside, then I have to reach out to external sources. The first place we go is for social information, friends and family. I hear this all the time. I got it from my friends. That tends to be more believable and persuasive. And then if I don't get the information from friends and family, then I'm looking for commercial sources of information. I might Google it. I might start paying attention to ads. I might go as far as to like get a blue book or something like that so I can get some information. But that's less persuasive because we all know that marketers are going to tell you what they want you to hear as opposed to the complete truth. So we tend to discount commercial sources of information. And this is where the impact of social media is so huge, because when you get a lot of likes on Facebook, that's perceived as being more credible than a marketer saying is 9 out of 10 agree with this. Let me give you an example. Many years ago, we had small children. They are no longer small. And at that time, it made sense to us to buy, please don't laugh, a minivan with our plaid backpacks. So we needed a minivan, and we went through the whole process. We went through identify alternatives, evaluate the alternatives, extensive search at every phase. We looked at a whole bunch of alternatives, and then we had made our decision after literally 3 or 4 weeks of intensive research. We had made our decision. This was the one we were going to buy. And then my wife called her sister and said, we're going to get a minivan. Guess what, which one we're going to get? We're going to get this one. And her sister said, oh, one of those. Guess what we didn't buy? One of those. So again, social sources of information, far more powerful, far more persuasive than commercial sources of information. That's reality. Okay. We've got a little bit of time left. If you remember, we started this conversation by saying that marketers have been accused of dictating consumer tastes and purchases, making us buy things we don't want to buy, forcing new products down people's throats. What do you think now? Yes? Say more.
I mean, if you have all these tools to try to persuade somebody, they kind of, you have to do whatever you want to do.
So I'm not sure. I think what I thought I heard you say is we try.
Yeah.
We would love to be able to force new products down people's throats, and we would love to be able to get them to buy things that they don't need. Can you ever get somebody to buy something they don't need?
Yes.
Did anybody here ever buy something that they ended up not needing or not wanting or not liking? Oh, I guess we're pretty good at this, huh? However, at the time you made the purchase, was it a good decision?
Yep.
Based on what I knew at the point, based on what my expectations were. I don't know about you, but sometimes for me, you've heard of shopping therapy. Just the act of making a purchase is what was important. I don't care what I buy, but the fact that I am able to spend money. In a consumer culture, the fact that I'm able to spend money says that I have power, right? I mean, when we were totally broke, I did all the grocery shopping because that was the only time we could spend money. And by God, I saved 39 cents on oatmeal. Of course, I hate oatmeal, but I saved 39 cents. Anyways, we talk about this, and the reality is it would be great if we could, but you really can't. You can't get customers to buy something that they don't want. but you can understand how people make decisions, recognize they have the problem, the stages they go through, and how they solve it, to have a better chance of making sure that when it comes time to make a decision, they can see that the solution that you're offering is superior to perhaps some of the others that they've considered. I think that's it for today. Yep. And we will pick this up next time. I will do the Myers-Briggs.